good, y'all? It's your boy Ebru, host of the Dynamics podcast. Got my man Ralph Diaz with me today, man. This is the Knicks roundup. We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, man. So, Ralph, what's good?
Not much, Hero. Good to be back, man.
Is that white tee fresh out the pack?
Yeah, it is, man. It's I get them dirty, and I'm like, a little new one.
You always looking crispy, The hat look crispy too. You just pop the tag off that one.
I literally did. I literally did.
I know you
So,
did.
I purchased something at the NBA store, and I was just like, what the hell did I'm like, what? It's just another Knicks T-shirt, and I'm like, I'm kind of through with the T-shirts, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna stick with this hat thing, and it's an accessory, and I could just wear anything, and I just throw it on, and it helps. So it helps me with this. I'm like, it helps me with this, and so I was like, you know what? I was like, let me return this, and let me get this kind of thing.
Well, it's wintertime too, man. So the hats always come in handy. The t-shirts,
Yeah,
you just rock the white tees all summer. Nobody's gonna know.
man, right. But usually I was trying to stay away from the Scullies, but I'm such in a hot streak that I'm with my caps. I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just try this new Scully because usually I was like. Feel like sometimes we wear a scully, like you look like you're about to rob somebody or whatever. I was like, nah, this thing is cool, it's working. I'm sticking with it, man. I'm gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just vibing with it, man. Just vibing with it.
So what's up with the NBA store? I feel like you're in there all the time. Every time you speak, you say, "Yeah, I was at NBA store at the NBA store." You work down there or something?
No, 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 no. I lately sometimes I just like to walk around. This it's just like this YouTube. Me obsessing with my Knicks colors, and sometimes I'm just trying to like find these little things that that keeps me connected with the Knicks, man. I don't know how to explain it, man.
I mean, you gotta explain nothing. Like I got socks. I just got socks in the drawer for no reason. Just in case.
So I also got these sandals. Let me tell you about these sandals because I've been going to
Chuncletas?
the
You got
gym.
Knicks chuncletas?
Yes, I bought these sandals.
Oh shit!
Oh, that stinging. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm killing.
Yeah, you got
So
kids? You got kids?
huh?
You got kids?
Nah, no kids, no kids.
Ah man, you
I'm
need some kids. Yo, where'd you get them? Because I'm gonna get them. So I'm gonna bust my kids in their ass with that shit.
living. Nah, no kid. I'm living with mom Dukes. We just chilling. We hooked up the place, and I was like, if I'm gonna live with my mom's, the plan was to. It's a long story. The plan was to buy a house, but then this pandemic hit. I'm
Yeah,
kind of scared to buy a house and whatever. So I said, you know what? Let me just focus my energy on this YouTube thing. You do more YouTube, talk Knicks basketball. And then, sometimes when I go outside, I'm like, well, what can I do that can help, that could keeps me connected with the Knicks? And it's an obsession that I always try, and I challenge myself with that, because
yeah.
I always try to stay connected with the Knicks, and
And let me tell you, I
basketball.
got a durag. See me, I got my hairline's looking crazy, man. But I got
Mhm.
freaking Knicks wave caps in my drawer here. I was trying to get to them, but I got
Oh,
wave caps, so just in case my head gets
you,
cool, throw that joint right on there.
yeah. The idea was to like, like, oh, let me stick with my mom, work, and buy a house, and then pandemic hit, and I was like, no, no. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just gonna just like, I want to have fun, and I want to do next, and I want to do things more fun and my way, and
Yeah,
look at what everybody does, appreciate it, and I'm like, okay, well, how can I be me in this? That's what I really care about. Like,
yeah,
I really don't care about what everybody's. I appreciate what everybody's doing, but I don't. I want to say thank you, and then be able to do things because, like, I'm not gonna spend this amount of hours to do what everybody's doing.
yeah,
No, no, I'm not gonna spend all this time, all this money, all this. It's like, what can I do to be me? I need
yeah.
to be me. I need to be me with this.
Yeah, there's a lane for everybody, man. I do things the way I do it. You do things yours. There's
Yeah,
Twitter Spaces and stuff. I
yeah.
think I saw a state today. He's going to go on at 1 a.m. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. Guys go on all different times. Shout out to Jarrell. He hangs out with Steph. Steph is actually going on tonight. I think I might try to pop on with them a little later.
Oh,
But
salute to those guys.
yeah, man.
I didn't see Gerard, but I did see Queen stuff. Queen scored.
Yeah,
So dope. So she was cool, peoples. That was
yeah.
fun. That was fun. I had a good time, man. With that
Yeah, that was,
whole
that was the home opener, man. Well, what about the last couple games? You got since we had that bad loss against OKC, we ended up going 3-2 in this road trip. So, what do you
mm,
think about what's what you seen since the last OKC game, along with the one where we had lost to them?
oh the Shea Gil the 145 was the Shea Gilgis game. The Shea Gilgis game. Oh my goodness, that one.
Well, we
You know,
scored
and
48 points in that first quarter, man. So we was playing good in the beginning, and then we ended up losing that game by 10. It don't make no sense.
yeah, it's just like I. That's the game that really it haunts me because like that's the game that I seen RJ again getting torched
Yeah,
defensively. I mean, like it's you know. Let me tell you something. Like I have a great time arguing about RJ and on Twitter Spaces or or tweeting, but there are some games that I just like. I can't. It's too much. Like it's like the doubt I'm starting to create is real. Like
yeah,
these days, like I've been and shout out to Nick Spaces. Like I've been going. Like yesterday, I went in. Like I was on a Twitter space, and I'm like I really had to like set the tone. Like with my arguments, I'm like, okay, it's like because I have a great time here, and I don't really we agree. We there's a lot of stuff we can agree with, but like when you go on Twitter, oh, but what about Randall? But I was like, no, if Randall has not, Randall has, he has his fair share of moments, but it has not been as ugly as RJ Barrett's
yeah,
situation where it's just disheartening.
yeah.
And
This game here, he was 2 for 10. He only scored 4 points. That he's the reason why we lost the game.
it's not just bad offensively, it's bad defensively. And it's just like yo, bro, like he looks so bad sometimes defensively. I'm I,
Well,
I think State been saying stuff like, and shout out to State and shout out to his fandom for RJ and so forth. But he's been very like upset with Tibbs that he let RJ RJ out on the court like that, like while he's still playing bad, like he's letting him play, like yo, like you should have benched him. If he's playing bad, like he should have like that kind of. I was literally taking the A train home, and I'm like, and I really was pondering that. I was like, yo, what if he's just trying to like tell the front office he ain't it? Like it kind of crossed my mind, like. What if he's still like this is like a conversation between Leon Rose and the front office? Like,
yeah, like
bro,
this
he
is
don't
your
got
guy.
it.
If this is your guy, this is what he's doing. I'm putting him in the spots to succeed. And as you see, missing wide open
And
shots
we're
here. You're
not
gonna see
we're
a
not
couple
even.
drives.
I mean, we could do an hour on his offense, and we could do an hour podcast on his defense. How much how much he's getting torched.
Right.
Like we're losing games because of him. And I told those people on my Knicks spaces. Shout out to Knicks Recap, Tony Sports, and State, and Let's Talk Knicks, and everybody that's affiliated with Knicks Spaces, Knicks and Nish, who I think just recently joined. I mean, I don't want to miss nobody, Brutus, but like, I mean, I can't do like the stuff that's happening with RJ. I can't.
Well, I mean, look at this
I
layup.
like to
I
bother
played it
him.
a few times, man. Watch how he just blows it. He gets down to the lane here and then
Mhm.
just kind of like chucks it. Like, what the fuck is that?
But,
What is it?
and then Shea Gill just comes right back and goes right at him.
Yeah.
He goes right at him, and he's like, yo, and he hits him with the pump fake, makes him jump and one. Oh man, like this is just like yo, bro, like
Yes, I
it's
mean,
just
I
too
get it, man.
much.
We
Too
can't even have like a regular conversation without talking
much.
about Barrett. He's like To me, I think this season we could have. I mean, we're a mediocre team, but we could have at least had
Uh,
two extra wins, maybe
yeah,
where
but
instead of being 9 for 9, maybe we could be 11-7.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's basically off of what RJ's been doing or lack of
right.
what he's been doing.
A lot of he's the one that's weighing us down. To be factual, like if
Yeah,
you want to say mediocre, if you want to put a cap on the ceiling, it's because of RJ Barrett and and how inefficient he is on offense and how terrible he is on defense getting torched.
yeah.
I mean, whoever is a huge RJ Barrett fan, they got their work cut out. Much credit to those guys. You got your work cut out.
So what do you think about those guys? Because you mentioned Twitter Space and stuff like that. The way the guys battled, it's like, okay, I'm RJ Hive, and I'm gonna battle against the Julius Randle Hive. So I mean, like when it
It's
comes to
deflect.
that, those debates, I don't get those because
Deflect.
guys
It's
are standing
deflect,
on an island.
deflecting. They're gonna deflect all the time. Well, what about the coach? The coach
Right.
is doing the talk about the coach. Talk about the coach. How much? Here's my question: how do you expect Tom Thibodeau to win games when RJ is going 3 for 18 from the field, or 5 from 18 from the field, and getting torched by? The first game was John Morant. Then I think the third game was the Cleveland game, or was that the fourth or fifth game? I lost track. You go
Yeah, that
get
was a
Steven
little earlier
Donovan
on in
Mitchell
the
is
season.
going straight at RJ every time RJ is guarding him.
Mhm.
Then on top of that, the next game, Shea Gilgeous goes straight at RJ, pump faking him, fouling him, make wanting his flowers in New York, the whole night, and this is like the disrespect that he's getting. And then on top of that, okay, fine, he's getting torched on defense. What is he doing on offense? You look at the offensive, he's taking 18 shots. How much he made? Three, four, five?
Yeah,
What are we
this is
doing?
Utah. We actually beat Utah, but I mean, he was 5 for 18. He had 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 0 for 5 from 3. A lot of point blank layups he blew and stuff like that. So I mean, games like that, we won it. But we didn't necessarily win because of him. His 18 points is not the same as somebody else's 18 points. He's more like a volume shooter. And his free throws, he was 8 for 14 from the free throw line. So I mean, he's killing us on all levels.
Well, to let's from the field, he's like right now. If you look at his field, he's like a 39% from the field also for the season right now. I don't what is it? What is his numbers right now? He made it to the
Now,
40s. Oh,
well,
great!
because of
Congratulations.
the last game he shot well, so it jumped
Oh
up
yeah,
his
the
stats.
last
Yeah,
game we know he has these what's this called inflated stats games, or he's gonna inflate his stats to the max.
yeah.
So he inflated those stats from the field, but the ones from the free throw line, I actually kind of trust his free throws. This
Yeah,
is
he's gotten better.
but I mean it's been brutal to watch RJ Barrett, but he did have that interview that showed up today, where he talks about the challenge. He talks about embracing the challenge of guarding the best player.
Which is BS, man. Because I mean, what's been happening this year?
I don't
Cam
know.
Reddish has been that guy.
At heart, I appreciate him for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At heart, I appreciate it for him. I'm like, well, he knows the challenge. He wants to take on the challenge, and I appreciate that. I know the guy that's been doing it well is Cam Reddish.
Well, what do you think happened between last year and this year? Because last year RJ was our best defender. Like he usually was guarding the best guy. So what happened between last year and this year that he totally like lost? I mean, even just from a mechanic standpoint, he just like once he starts playing defense, he gets up and he starts spinning around. A lot of times he's spinning all the way around. He's never done that. So what do you think is happening with him as far as his defense?
Well, the thing, let me say, last year is so hard for me to harp on last year because one, I watched the games, or last year I watched the game once. I don't got it in my stash where I can go back to that game and rewatch it again. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, see,
I
last year as a whole, the
as
season
a
already
whole,
happened.
as a
So
whole, and then on top of that, both him and Julius Randle shot 40% from the field. First, I wasn't happy about that.
right.
They both won 37 games. Um, it's just like this year is such a big monster that it makes last year look. I even forgot about last year.
Yeah.
I can't even remember all of last year right now because I look at these 18 games and I not just watch them, but I rewatch them, and it clogs up. It takes so much like a I feel like one of my PlayStation memory cards. Like my storage space is so full right now that I'm like I can't even look back to like last year. Like last year is nothing to this kind of level of disrespect from him. Like I can't. This is some next level. Like terrible.
Well, I mentioned this a lot too. I blame it on his trainer. That do handling that he's been working. I blame it on him. I blame it on the coaching staff and stuff because for somebody to go from last year being our best defender and people were saying, yeah, he got to guard our best player. Look at Julius Randle, he can't guard nobody. That was the narrative last year. But this year, like we are saying, like he can't score and he can't play defense. So what is going on with this kid in particular? Like you mentioned the interview. Is it the interviews? Because I feel like instead of interviewing Brunson or doing a spotlight on other players, they doing spotlights on RJ. Like they want him to be the star of New York so bad. You
Mhm.
can see the background. New York. They went and put Ahmad Rashad out of retirement. To bring him out here. They wheeled him out here in a wheelchair. To go interview RJ. So they want RJ to be the star. So do you think they're like that maybe he might have messed himself up? Like his confidence, maybe his confidence is shaking because now all this pressure that he put on himself, really, you know what I'm saying, and the franchise put on him. Do you think any of that, comes into play?
I mean, that you're making some good points. I mean, I don't even know how he got the Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad Rashad is kind of dope. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yo, Ahmad Rashad was in a retirement home or something,
I
man.
didn't. I didn't
Where the
even
hell he
know
got him
that.
from?
That's new. That's knowledge for me. But this is like top. This is top notch material right here. Like
Yeah.
it
NBA,
looks
they got the guy
cool.
for NBA Inside Stuff to interview him. Man. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's that. He last the only person I seen him interview was Michael Jordan. I don't even know if he even interviewed. Well, I think he might have interviewed Kobe. But
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't been really popping interviewing wise in years, and they pulled him out the woodwork to interview RJ. So to me, that's a lot of pressure for this kid. So I think they said that he was sick, and whatever. I
oh,
just
I'm
think,
hearing that he's sick.
yeah,
I mean,
take
game
the
one he was
temperature.
sick. He was sick game one. I mean, come on. If you rewatch for those who have the games in their DVR and rewatch the games, I mean, you watch it and you're like, man, what am I watching here?
Yeah, I
What
mean,
am I
you could
watching?
pick any game. You could pick any game, like
Yeah, sure.
NBA.com. They do a great job with the stats. You can look at all kind of deep stats and stuff. But also too, like say they say like the last game. He had a good game last game. So you can click his thing, go into the game logs, the box score, and
Hmm.
you can actually click his makes and stuff, and then you can they'll play. I mean, he shot well. He shot 62% the last game, so now it makes him look like a superstar. So what annoys me is that the Knicks won last night. So every time the Knicks won, everybody goes to sleep because it's late at night. If the Knicks win, oh shit, Knicks won, cool, I'm going to bed. You know what I'm saying? But like people say, yo, where's all the RJ Barrett haters and stuff like
And
that?
then I was out there yesterday when they were doing
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
went there. I stormed on all that. Like yo, like me. No, 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 no.
yeah. I can't
I
take
went.
that
I,
shit.
I shut all that down. Yes, and I'm still gunning. I'm still on it. Like, bro, like I'm not right now. It's not a time to celebrate for me. I'm not celebrating right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can't celebrate one game to the next. You can't like RJ can't be terrible for like 17 games, and then the 18th game you say, "Oh, where are the haters at now?" Like, get the fuck out. That
And then
that drives me crazy. That
and,
drives
and,
me
then-
crazy.
and then when the Knicks beat the Pistons with Kid Cunningham like and some inflated stats like that doesn't do it for me, bro.
Yeah,
Like ideally you want to draft somebody with the third pick and you want to say, well, we got one of those two in our team. You know what I mean?
right.
You don't want to say like, well, it's time to inflate. It's time to big up RJ because he beat up um a Kid Cunningham, a Pistons with no Kid Cunningham team. Like that doesn't
Yo, Raf, check
go
this
for
out.
me.
This is the first possession for the Knicks here. Just watch it. Don't say nothing. Just watch what happens here.
Hmm.
Brunson gets the ball. Watch. Oh, they're gonna swing it to RJ. Watch what happens.
Oh,
That was the first possession of the
I
game.
remember that.
You remember that? I
Yeah,
mean, like the
was that
scorers,
a
that doesn't
foul?
happen to
Let me
scorers,
check. Let
bro.
me check. Was that a foul though? Who's that? Who's that? Is that Shea?
Yeah, Shea, he just snatched
Oh,
the ball
Shea.
out of his hands. Watch it again.
He got quick hands though. He's good. Shea's nice though defensively.
Yeah, but that's elementary school stuff. You can't put the ball in the pocket there. Any NBA defender is gonna snatch it from you. You know,
Mm.
so the difference between RJ and like a real scorer, look at that. That's elementary school there. You
Mhm.
know, and just
He had
snatched it out
4
of his hand.
turnovers. I give he had a lot of turnovers, but I mean that's one of the few turnovers that they scored on. But his other turnovers, they didn't really score that much on his turnovers. Like, but he did
I know,
have
man.
like 4 turnovers, like the
Yo, you
first quarter.
cannot do this, man. This is only the first turnover here. Bam, you can't do that. As somebody driving to the basket to get the ball knocked out of his hand like that, and look, they score right after.
You know,
So
you
this
know,
is,
if you replay it again, Josh Giddey kind of played a big role for him to You see how Josh? Oh, is
bro.
it?
Do you see that? This is another turnover, unsolicited. Look, he's just driving all the way to the basket. Look, he just lost it on his own. Nobody touched him. Look at this. He's just driving. Nobody touched him. He just lost the ball.
I don't know. He's
He goes
complaining.
on. This is all of RJ's turnovers here, actually. He ended up coming around right to the basket, just knocks the guy right on the ground. This to me, this is like really silly mistakes. This is all of his turnovers for the game. Drives to the right.
You know,
You know,
let me
I
tell
think
you
it was
something.
a,
I'm not
a
this is
travel.
and this is let me tell you something. And this is my whole thing. Like people are very
That
big
was
with
a
this
double dribble.
turnover. People are very big with turnover conversations, right? But this is a different team. Like turnovers
But
is
I mean,
not.
yo, Raph, you talking about team? Watch this. This is a double dribble. This is not team. Look, they just passing the ball, quick pass, double dribble. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is
No,
that?
no,
Those
no,
are
that really got me good. That was
look. There's another one. Look, he just pushed off the there and just got the ball stolen from him. Like, what are you doing? Like somebody that scores 20 points a game, that doesn't happen. Number 8 wasn't even played, was just standing there.
uh,
Yo, dude, number 8 was just standing there. He didn't even switch or nothing. They just took the ball from him like he wasn't there. That doesn't happen with 20-point a game scores, man. You know?
here's my thing though. Here's my conversation about turnovers. You know, when this team was only able to score 100 or 105 points, turnovers, you got to take care of the ball. You're
Right.
limited. You're a limited team. You can only score 105 points. You got to take care of the ball against these teams that can score 120 points, and you got to live. And the only way to beat them, you got to be physical and you got to defend at a high level and not turn the ball over. The Knicks this season if you look at the scores, for the most part, are looking to outscore teams. They're outscoring you now. They're playing a different basketball. They're not
Yeah.
playing. They're not. I mean, I'm not, again. They got spanked by Phoenix. Okay, fine. But if you look at the games, bro, like look how many games the Knicks are scoring over 120, 110, 115,
Yeah.
129. Like this team is having a season like they're really pushing themselves and when you're trying to, and my whole thing is when you're trying to score 115 and more, turnovers come with the category. It comes with
Well,
the
let me throw this at you with that. This is the Knicks are averaging 113 points per game. That's only 14th in the NBA. They're giving up 115 points per game. That's 24th in the NBA. So listen, there's 14 other teams averaging more points than the Knicks. So the Knicks are mediocre when it comes to scoring those. So I mean, the just all across the league, teams are scoring a lot this year.
and defensively, where do we rank?
24th.
Okay, so we have the 24th worst defense. But that should start picking up soon because this is I think correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you real notice that last year the defense started picking up in the second half? I think where we started to pick up, the defense started to go like to 11th. We became, and we were criticizing the defense all season,
Yeah, but the
and
season
then
also was over by that time. By the midway of the season was over already.
right, but but we already know that this team can defend. So my whole thing is like, I trust, you know, I trust the defense to come along. But but if you give Tom Thibodeau a team that could score 115, 120 points, Tom Thibodeau could. I think he can manufacture more. I would think that he can manufacture wins with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Shout out
you
to
give
Jay
him,
Boogie, man. Jay Boogie came in here and he dropped a verse for us. It's like a 4-bar verse.
yes,
He
sir.
he said, coming home, 32 Magic Johnson, 32 Jim Brown, 32 OJ Simpson, 32 Karl Malone. In other words, 3-2. That we're 3-2 on this road trip. So
Oh,
yeah,
so
he came in here dropping bars.
yes, sir. Shout out to J Bub.
Yeah, definitely Jay Boogie, man. So I mean, when it comes to this, like not for nothing, 3-2 on the home, on the away trip was good. Even though we came into like Denver didn't have the Joker, we was able to take advantage of OKC. We stole another one from Utah. Utah is actually playing really good. So we
Yeah,
beat them fair and square though. We beat them fair and square.
yeah,
Golden State and Phoenix. I don't think I don't think you thought we were gonna win those games, right?
right. No, no,
Those guys.
I think no.
Yeah, I think everybody expected us to lose those 2 at least. But to pull the other ones out, man, I think, we're doing what we're supposed to do. 9-9 right now. It
Yeah.
is what it is, man. What do you think about the games coming forward? I think we got some winnable games coming forward.
Portland, yeah. Portland. Oh man, I want yeah, bro. I want RJ to get back at John Morant. Like,
Well, John Morant's hurt.
oh, John Morant's hurt. That's right. I
Yeah.
think he broke his ankle.
Yeah, a couple guys are hurt. Shout out to Lillard. Lillard is hurt again.
I got him
Um,
in the fantasy team too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lillard's hurt on Portland. Then you got John Morant's hurt there. Then of course Detroit. We should be able to beat Detroit. And then the Bucks. We tend to have good games against the Bucks. So I think that's a
Not
game that we
last
can.
time. Last time, that Giannis and Grayson Allen is just tough too. Bobby
But,
Portis,
but that's who
Brook
beat us though.
Lopez.
Yeah, all those
Mm.
bums beat us. We always let bums beat us whenever we
But
play.
Grayson Allen, because the thing is that he can shoot. Again, we have. I mean, now we got Quentin Grimes back. He can
Yeah, so it
shoot.
might be different.
You know what I mean? But we got both RJ and Julius Randle. I got to hold them accountable. What is this? 25% from the three? I think Emmanuel quickly's up there too with 25% from three.
Yeah, a lot of guys
Evan
need to step up.
Fournier, who I just picked up in the waiver wire in the fantasy team. Shout out to your fantasy league. But
Yeah,
he's one of the most consistent 3-point shooters. So they could shoot. That's the thing, man. You got Giannis, you got Bobby Portis, and then he's always passing it to these shooters. Grayson Allen, he looks average, but
yeah,
he's behind the 3-point line, and he's making them more than RJ.
yeah. That's the thing. These guys are hitting these shots. They're getting them in rhythm and knocking them down.
Pat
So
Connaughton, them types.
yeah, if the Knicks can stay down on the shooters, then it doesn't matter what Giannis gets, because then we at least we can compete with them. We like if we show up to play against the Bucks, we might actually be able to win. So I mean, the next 5 games, I mean, Portland is a winnable game at home. Memphis without Ja is a winnable game. Then Detroit's a winnable game. We could possibly compete with the Bucks, and then we play against the Mavericks. Thing.
Mhm.
So I mean, the next 5 games we can end up being 3-2 or possibly even 5-0. With the next 5 games.
Right. I never try to. I never try to be too optimistic with this team because, like,
They don't allow you to.
even though like Quentin Grimes makes me be positive. I'll be honest with you. Quentin Grimes makes me be positive about this team.
Yeah. So what do you think about Quentin Grimes though? Because I mean, I'll tell you this. My hot take with the Knicks is that we should just straight up bench RJ. I think RJ should not be in the starting lineup. So if Cam is healthy, this is my lineup. This is what I would do.
Mhm,
It would be Julius with Cam. Mitchell Robinson's healthy, so he's got to be out there. Of
mhm.
course, Brunson, and then the shooting guard is Grimes. So that's my starting lineup.
Yeah,
Now you got RJ and Obi off the bench with quickly, and what's the name, Jericho. That's my rotation with Hartenstein too. That's my rotation.
yeah.
You-
Hartenstein is fine. Hartenstein or Jericho, whatever. I think that's fine. Um, yeah, that's my forward position, man.
Yeah, we need to,
We gotta reduce. I think I just I'm starting off with you benching. I can't even be mad at you. You have enough. You have enough. I've seen so. I mean, to see him get torched 3 times and then finish the game 3 for 18 or 5 for 18. It's just.
it's too much.
I
And he got
mean,
benched already too. Tom
I
Thibodeau
mean,
benched him that one game.
you gotta be a. I'll say this. You gotta be a strong person, bro, to be that confident. To still be confident, if you're still confident in yourself and you're shooting 3 for 18 and you 5 for 18, and we
Yeah.
got the clips of you getting torched by Shea, torched by Ja, torched by Donovan.
Yeah. But
Um,
but but it goes back to this. The Knicks are the ones that keep putting them in interviews against these guys. Tom Thibodeau is the one that keeps telling them to keep shooting it. Every post game interview, they say, "Oh, we want RJ to keep shooting it, keep shooting it." So I mean, it's coming from up top. They want RJ to shoot it. So if
Mm.
everybody expects that to you and they want you to keep shooting no matter how bad you are, so I mean that says something about our front office too. That they care more. I mean, my question always
But
too
that
is,
is
do they care
development,
more
bro.
about RJ's game or the Knicks?
I mean I mean, I think that goes into development because how many times do we listen to people complain about Emmanuel quickly checking? So
Right.
it's the same thing with RJ. RJ got a check too. So it's no biases. That's who Tom Thibodeau is. That's how he coaches. You don't
But
like it, criticize him for that, but that's what he wants from RJ, Emmanuel quickly. You
But
know,
what's the difference between Quickly and RJ though? If Quickly does it, Tom Thibodeau pulls him out. But with RJ, he tell him keep on doing it, man. Keep on shooting. you know.
I just feel like I see more quickly making them than RJ. That's the only thing difference that I feel.
Yeah, everybody
But
is
then
basically.
again, like he's only playing 17 minutes. But that's why your argument holds weight because I feel like RJ's minutes should be reduced. More minutes for Cam, less minutes for RJ.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think about that lineup though, man? Benching RJ and stuff. Because in my
Um,
opinion, if we did that, RJ could still get his 30 minutes. But he's gonna have to earn it when he gets back in the game.
he tries hard. I will say this much: RJ Barrett tries hard, but when you see Cam Reddish start defending, you see just a better defender. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
But when I seen him defend down the same player that RJ is defending, he just looks like a better defense. You see a good defender there, a willing defender.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna stop nobody. I mean, he can't stop Donovan Mitchell, but you'll see such a better, a more experienced defender, somebody who know who's been defending for quite some time. Versus RJ is looking you know um
He's regressed.
like he's in high school or something. Like somebody who's in high school trying to play in a high in the NBA, and the league is so much better than what he
But
can provide at the moment.
what's been happening though? 'Cause I mean, since Fizdale, RJ always defended well. So I mean, what is happening to him this year? What is it?
Sometimes, I mean, the arguments that there's solid arguments against RJ that I can't even that during these 18 games I'm taking them more seriously. Like I used to ignore them. There used to be things that people used to say that I would just ignore them. Like I'm like, I don't know, maybe yeah, but I disagree. For
Yeah.
example, like his athleticism. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, he can dunk, whatever, fine. But you can still hoop. But when you see him defend and he's going against, the John Morants of Donovan Mitchell, I'm like, what do they have in common? They're very athletic. Shea Gilgeous is kind of athletic too. Anthony Edwards used to torch RJ Barrett. Um, he's just way more athletic than him.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like, but then again, like people, this is the only thing that changes, right? The only thing that changes that situation is like, you see people like Lucas Doncic, who's not athletic, but then again, he's not out there trying to defend anybody.
Right.
He's the man. He's
But
the
he's still
playmaker.
adequate. Don at least is adequate defensively. You know.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I want to throw at you, man. 2 point percentage. Nobody ever talks about 2 point percentages. Two
Okay.
point percentage is the ability to score, out, in between the 3 point line, but in front of the 3 point line. So
Right.
I
To
mean, RJ
finish,
shoots 47%, right? You
having a
know,
mid range, making
yeah,
floaters,
yeah, everything
layup.
like that, layups and stuff like that. So he's shooting
Uh,
47%, right? Julius in comparison is shooting 55%. Jalen Brunson in comparison is shooting 56%. Cam Reddish in comparison shooting 54%, 58% from Hartenstein. Quickly, of course, Mitch is
what about
is shooting.
Cam? How's Cam doing?
Cam is shooting 54% from the 2 point range.
See? Oh my God.
You know,
And he could defend better than RJ right now. I'm sorry. Like,
right?
yeah, people might have to hold me accountable for what I'm saying through these 18 games. Through these 18 games, he's just a better defender.
Yeah,
He
but I'm
finished
talking about
better than
shooting though,
RJ
shooting,
too.
him making the layups and stuff like that for somebody that's averaging 18 points, he everybody wants him to be a go-to scorer. Like, I mean, just basically, guys that score, they have to at least shoot over 50 something percent from the 2-point range. That dude is shooting 47%. So that alone right there, because I mean, quickly is the only other guy outside of Fournier. Fournier's benched already, but look at this. It's even
And that's
further.
just this year. And that's just this year. I think usually Fournier for the career, if you click on it, he probably finished
Yeah.
his career. He's probably a career 50 something percent from the 2 point.
Yeah. But if you look at the whole rotation, RJ shooting 47% and quickly shooting 44. Everybody else is shooting 55% and up. Even Jericho Sims is shooting 66% from the field, from
Right.
the 2-point range.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I mean, there's a lot. There's everywhere you see in RJ's game is just red flags all around, man.
Hmm.
You know. So I mean, that alone just
Oh,
says that he needs to be benched.
all right. So here's where I'm gonna have to start going in on RJ now. And I feel like, and just when you think like we're peaking, I'm like, yo, man. I was looking at the last 10 years, like in terms of number 3 picks. I compared them last year. I was comparing R.J. Barrett to Jalen Brown, right?
Right.
Even though Jalen Brown has been benched before, I feel like, you know what? It's like R.J. came up with the whole notion. I want to be a great defender. Compared him to Jalen Brown. Fine. I feel like I was so wrong that going so far, and then through these 18 games, I'm like, man, this guy might be more Enos Cantor
But
than Jalen Brown.
no shock to Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter has always been able to score, and he's always able to get rebounds. The only thing is that he can't guard me in the post. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. But I was compared because lately my thing is I'm like, yo, bro, RJ Barrett is looking as mid as Enos Cantor.
Yeah,
That's my thing. Is that a fair assessment? Or is that a diss to Enos Cantor?
that's a diss to Enes Kanter. Because if you don't care about defense, if you put Enes Kanter out there, that dude is going to give you almost 18 points and like 15 rebounds every single night if you let him
He
play.
was a number 3 pick. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
Enos Cantor was another number 3 pick, 2011, if I'm correct. Guys, correct me in the comments.
Well, I
Show
mean,
respect.
these are some of the number 3 picks here. You got Luka Doncic. He got drafted by
No,
Atlanta.
he's
Never
not.
played.
He's not at his level.
Yeah, we got
Tatum, no,
Tatum, Jalen Brown.
no. Well, he might be. Well, Jaleel Okafor is not even in the league no more. So
Yeah, you got Evan Mobley last year, LaMelo Ball.
let's keep going.
You got Joel Embiid a couple years ago.
Otto Porter, you think he's a Otto Porter?
Yo, what's the difference between RJ and Otto Porter? Otto Porter could score though. He could shoot the three.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between those two guys, man? Bradley
Otto
Beal's
Porter's
a number
always
three.
hurt, though. That's what I know from him.
Yeah,
Enos Cantor, I thought people always had a lot of jokes about Enos Cantor. He's not that good and he's mid. And I thought comparing RJ to Enos Cantor, but that's even a diss on Enos Cantor. You can't because Enos Cantor when he was playing for New York, um, he used to do his thing. He used to get you 20 and 10, right? He used to score
yeah,
and rebound and
yeah. If you don't
can
care about
nobody out
defense,
rebound Enos.
yeah. But check out the rest of them. You got Dirk Favors, you got James Harden, and OJ Mayo. OJ Mayo's another guy.
But defensively he was bad though, right? Enos?
Yeah, definitely Enos. Yeah, OJ Mayo. Remember OJ Mayo?
Yeah, he's the one that with the Michael Jordan camp situation. I forget.
Yeah. So I mean,
So
do you
so you
think
think
RJ
he might
fits
be
in
the
this in
worst?
that group though? In this group, do you think RJ fits in this group?
Yo, through these 18 games? Oh my goodness. Yo. These
Yeah,
18 games, boy, like I'm like, yo, like sometimes I start thinking like, yo, man, like you're not even a lottery pick. You don't even deserve to be drafted in the lottery.
yeah. So it's tough, man. So I mean, I was trying to get some stats here with Enos just for shits and giggles, man. I'm looking at regular stats. I'll just look at his regular stats, and the guys can compare minutes if they want to. 26 minutes, 27, 31, 28. This is during his time at OKC. He was basically getting 21 towards the end there. But even though with only 21 minutes per game, he still was getting 12 and 8. You know, so if that guy was getting 42 minutes, you're talking about 24 points and 16 rebounds per game. Jesus Christ.
We talking about Enes Kanter right now?
Yes, Enes Kanter. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
he broke
he,
the record too. I think. Well, I don't know if he broke a record, but he had like 30 rebounds in one game.
yeah,
So he's the rebound. At least, see, that's the thing. Like he had something.
right.
RJ, I don't know what he has. Is he a shooter? No.
He's a master of none. You know, he does a lot of things, but he don't do nothing good at all. You know, so I mean, well,
Can he
let's
win
do
you
this.
games? Is RJ Barrett? Can he win you games?
No, can you get Can you give RJ the
I was,
Barrett a
I
ball,
was,
say,
I
win
was
us a game?
asked that question. I told people, I'm like, bro, I don't think you can win with RJ right now. You can't.
Well,
And then people want to talk about Coach Tibbs. Like, why are we talking about this? What can you do to win with RJ Barrett right now, the way he's playing? How can you win games?
you can't. Well, here's the thing too. Like everyone says that Julius Randle's the fourth option in the championship team. Everybody agrees with that. It's so fun to say, right? But what is R? If that's Julius Randle, then what the hell is RJ?
Yeah, bro.
Right?
RJ
If
Barrett, that's a situation. That's a situation. I don't know any coach. I feel like today, through these 18 games, I wouldn't wish that. I sometimes I wouldn't wish that on a coach. That's not a situation that a coach who the fan always wants to trade or wants to, sorry, not trade, who the fan always talk about wanting to fire. That's 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 a situation when people want you to get fired, you want to win games, and you have RJ Barrett in a situation like shooting 3 for 18 and getting torched defensively, and not just getting torched. Like, okay, fine, he got me that play. No, he looks like he's a sophomore in high school,
yeah,
and he's
he
playing
regressed.
in the NBA.
Yeah, he
He's out there
definitely
looking
regressed.
like it's like so the argument that State is talking about, like he should have been benched RJ. Um,
But he'll stay to saying that.
sometimes crosses my mind.
He'll stay to saying that now that
He
RJ should be
mentioned that.
benched.
He meant he should have no, not that he should have like he shouldn't have kept him on the floor that long when RJ was playing bad or something like something along the lines like as if he's leaving him hanging on the floor so he looks more bad, like so to speak. Like, I forget what the word he used, but
Yeah, I mean, me and State done had so many arguments on this channel, man. About that. He wants to give him the Green Jacket Hall of Fame, RJ Barrett and stuff like that. And now he's talking about
right.
he should have benched him.
No. Right. It was something along the lines like
Well,
RJ
not
playing
bench, but
trash.
like
Why
maybe
is Tibbs keeping him on the floor? Like
right.
I don't know, so like something like that. Like
Oh, to embarrass RJ is all
yeah,
that.
something like it was something like
Yeah, yeah.
that. He will tell you better than me.
Yeah, we'll
But
get State on here one
I
day.
almost want to agree with him because like just because RJ's been that bad, like I'm like, bro, get this guy off the floor. Keep bring Cam Reddish, bro. Like
Well, let's talk about quickly, man, because this is the only rumor that we got going for us. They talk about the Knicks want to trade
so
quickly
sad,
for a first round pick. What do you think about this?
so sad, so sad.
But this is the idea, to get rid of quickly to get a first round pick. What does that do for us this year?
I mean, I would, the idea I think for me is to get a future first, and then possibly try to add a player that can improve the Knicks, right? Not, for example, I like the idea if you're gonna trade quickly, maybe try to trade him and possibly land the make sure that you're in the lottery next in this coming draft, right?
Right.
Like make sure to be in the lottery.
So
Whatever.
tanking. If we trade him for a first round pick, you talking about tanking?
Well, let's just say we trade first and Emmanuel quickly to be in somewhere in the lottery, while we try to also go to the NBA playoffs. So something like that is what I think about. Like I don't
That's tough
understand.
though.
Well, I mean, you can't just trade him for a first round pick.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
it doesn't really do nothing for us. We already got first round picks. You
right.
know. I got the stats up here just to point out my man here, Deuce McBride. Out of nowhere, Deuce McBride is getting minutes. Deuce McBride played 14 minutes last game, bro. You know, he was 1 for 6, 0 for 3 from the 3,
Can't
2,
shoot.
assists, 2
He can't
steals.
can't shoot though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I mean, that just shows that it's writing on the wall. If they got rumors for Quickly, and then out of nowhere they got Quentin Grimes getting minutes, man, then there must be smoke where is with that rumor, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we both agree that trading him for a first round pick doesn't do nothing for us. So my thing is like how can we package some of these guys? Of course, Fournier is already out the rotation. So say like a Quickly and a Fournier together. Is that enough to get somebody else in here to help out?
I just when I think about trading quickly, I just think about the idea of. I mean, I don't want to diss Evan Fournier, but like I just think about trading quickly and Fournier, right?
Mhm.
For somebody who's just slightly better s- as a shooting guard. You know what I mean? Like if we're gonna have hypothetically speak, so that means the bench is gonna be next season. I still think that Quentin Graham should be coming off the bench with Derrick Rose. Like for example, the bench should be Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes, OB, Jericho Sims, or Isaiah Hartenstein. Whoever you choose, right?
Speaking of Derrick Rose is not hurt. He's just not playing either. So that's another guy. He was involved in rumors too. Derrick Rose.
Right, right. But we
Quickly.
know that, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going from today. I'm just trying to build because if he gets traded, I'll bring that other conversation later. But right now, I'm thinking that Derrick Rose is going to be backing up Jalen Brunson until I know something.
Well, I'm telling you, Miles
You think both
McBride
are
is
traded?
well, Miles McBride is basically took Rose's minutes. Rose usually comes in at the 5 minute mark in the first quarter, but Miles McBride came in. Miles McBride came in before quickly, the last game.
Hmm.
So that's crazy to me. So I mean, that means but salary wise, Derrick Rose he averages 14 million a year.
Yeah.
I think Fournier gets like 17, something like that, and then quickly it just gets rookie salary for his thing. So it's like maybe like 2 million or so. So you're
Right.
talking about a lot of salary there, bro. You're talking about almost like $30 million between the three players. So with a $30 million plus adding draft picks, I feel like we can get a player. We can get a good player to throw into the mix. And then maybe like if we can get somebody good enough, then you can like talk about benching some of these guys, and it will make sense.
I feel like I don't know, man. The only thing in my mind sometimes lately is look. Shout out to Almighty Finesse, man. Talking about OG Ananobi.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about OJ.
It's crossed my mind, man. I like, I hope RJ can change it up because, like, I
Well,
don't know.
if you look at Toronto, they actually have a lot of injuries. Fred VanVleet is hurt. Malachi Flynn is not playing too well. So I mean, the guy that's really been playing a lot of point guard for them has been what's the name? Scotty Barnes has been playing a lot of point guard. They've been using the other dude too. What's his name? Gary Trent Jr. So they actually could use a
I
guard.
like
So
Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. though.
yeah. So I mean, just for them, they could actually use quickly over there. So if you trade quickly,
Mm,
but I mean, OG makes the same amount of money as Fournier. So now you're talking about maybe Fournier and quickly to Toronto for OG. That might work. What do you think about that?
um, I don't know, man. Every time I think a Fournier trade, I just think somewhere like Dallas or Luca. You know what I mean? That's my
Oh,
first instinct. Or maybe he might want to play with Giannis. You know what I
oh,
mean?
back in
Giannis
Denver.
Giannis made him put Evan Fournier in his top. He had like a list. East USA versus international.
Good, that's a good one. Yep. And
So
he
he had
mentioned
a
Fournier as a starting shooting guard for like all
yeah,
international teams. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So like I just think about stuff like that. Like I would think that
but a team like the
and Evan
Bucks,
Fournier's gonna get his shots. He's gonna get a lot of shots.
right?
There.
But we mentioned guys like Grayson Allen. They got guys over there. Javon Carter's been playing good for them. They got Drew Holiday.
Um,
What's the other dude? Patton Connaughton, whatever. So they got their shooters. So I mean, they always can use another one. But
right.
who do we take off their team if we trade for Fournier? Who do we
You
take
know,
from
well,
them?
Knicks fans will take anybody. You know how Knicks fans talk.
Yeah, but I
You know,
mean,
Knicks Twitter talk. They take anything for Fournier. Give me out.
Yeah, if you listen to Knicks fans, man, forget about it. We'll just be sitting
I'll
here
take
with just RG
iconic
by himself.
sneakers. I'll take his sneakers for Fournier, like
Yeah,
or a
just as
second
long as
round
RG
pick,
gets the shots, right?
right? So that's a thought. Like my thought will be Milwaukee Bucks. Who else would like Evan Fournier?
Well, you mentioned Dallas, right?
I did think Dallas, right?
Yeah, Dallas. Shooters. When you got somebody like Luca, you definitely gonna need some shooters somewhere, man. So they probably could definitely use him on that team. But just the issue is like, who do we take back? The only real player that I
You
like
don't
on that
want
team is
anybody back. You know how Knicks fans are, bro. Like that. I don't even think Knicks fans. That's all they talk about.
right. But I would take Dorian Smith, maybe even Tim Hardaway
Ooh.
Jr. I'll take him back.
Oh yeah, I mean, between us, yeah. I mean, I like that. Let me check. We have Grimes, RJ, Cam. Man, I really like Cam. If we can have another versatile defender, man, that would help out. Somebody that's okay with dealing with being in the bench. It has to be
Yeah.
like a solid number 10.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely looking at the salaries. Fournier with the money he makes, Rose the money he makes, along with quickly and draft picks. Maybe if Obi Toppin is not the guy, maybe you throw him in the mix too. Because my deal is, man, is that like let me get the stats here for the Knicks here. We got RG Barrett 18 points, but not really shooting the ball well, not really playing defense or nothing. Julius Randle gets 20, Brunson gets 20. Brunson's really our leader. We got 3-and-D guys, we got good centers. You know what I'm saying? Adequate guys coming off the bench, but we need that extra guy. We need another dude, somebody else in the rotation that's gonna be able to score, create something and play defense as well.
Right, that's what Tom Thibodeau likes defense, hitting the three-pointer, and rebounding. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
That's what
So
those are his principles, the values.
so
That's what wins games.
so it is another team, Chicago Bulls. I saw some people talking on Twitter about the Bulls since
Oh,
see the Bulls are 7-10. So are they a team that's gonna start? No, excuse me, the not the Bulls, Miami. Miami, they're 7-11. So they're not really winning right now. So I mean, a lot of guys are starting to talk about Jimmy Butler. What do you think about Jimmy Butler?
I don't know, man. That's too much. That's too much of a culture change. I can't predict if they trade him. They're fine, but I'm not gonna
Well,
just.
it's not prediction. We just talking about the player. Like, what do you think? Let's say if Miami decides to
Yeah,
blow it up.
sure.
If they decide to blow it up, like, do you think Jimmy Butler would be a good person to try to go for?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. We're gonna put RG at the two, shooting 25% from three.
I mean, that dude's he's gonna have to come off the bench.
$30 million coming off the bench.
Hey, man, it is what it is. But I mean, coming off the bench is like really like if you play good, you're gonna finish. You know?
I just think reduce RJ's minutes. That's what I'm about right now. We paid him $30 million. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. These are conversations that are need to be made, but are kind of too difficult to be. Kind of hard to have those kind of conversations. People are just. It's like a spooky kind of conversation. Like was it worth extending RJ for $30 million a year?
Yeah, that's a big question.
That's a big question that nobody wants to even dare
But that's what I'm saying.
talk
I'm
about.
daring to ask the question. I'm daring to say, listen, man,
I
RJ
know.
Barrett, is he
I'm
worth
talking
it?
about the comments too on Twitter. Like these are conversations that if you go on Twitter space or if you even tweet something like that, people are just like get spooked out. Like,
Yo, Ralph, man, fuck those people, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck those guys. Who gives a
oh,
fuck about what they say? You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
cool.
Oh,
But
that's why you never see me on Twitter Spaces because I'll be cursing cats out because I don't give a
oh
fuck what those guys got to say. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
okay.
Like your RG's not playing well. So I mean, we got a couple guys that we could scoop together to grab somebody.
No,
So I
but
mean, I see you talking, man, but you're afraid to say that Jimmy Butler. Okay, that might be a good idea. You're afraid to say because you're afraid somebody gonna say, "Yo, that motherfucker was on Eru's show, and this is what he said," and you're afraid to get into a fight in Twitter Spaces, man. Fuck
yeah,
all those guys, man.
I hear you, man. It's just the argument. But honestly, to be honest, if I could be brutal, like the thought of trading RJ is like real. It's really setting in with me. Like
Yeah.
we need to like. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it, man. I really don't. I really don't want to say it, but
Well,
it's,
he's sitting on a poison pill right now, so and then he has that potential card also. So, I would hate to trade him because now it makes us look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But so if we do it, it would have to
I
be
mean,
it would have to make so much sense.
truth be told, that they did the same thing to Julius Randle. The minute they extended him, and then the
True.
minute we need to well, it's always trade Julius Randle, but like lately I've been like, yo, man, I don't want to say we need to trade Julius. I try, believe in me, I try to avoid the conversation of try to argue about like let's start Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, and I really don't really want to have these RJ conversations because I'm like, bro, like I think the front office was right to consider trading RJ Barrett
Yeah.
last summer. Like some people were like, yo, I can't believe they try to trade RJ Barrett. Let's fire Leon Rose, right?
Yeah.
People are
Hindsight's
having that
2020,
conversation.
right?
People are
Hindsight.
making, but when I see RJ Barrett, I'm like, yo, they was right. They're looking like they was right.
Yeah. Hindsight
So
is 2020 now, man. We didn't
so
make the trade.
if you really if we get into the nitty gritty, we're getting to the nitty gritty right now. Like the conversation, to be honest, is keep Cam Reddish and possibly sell high on RJ Barrett. It's the truth of the situation. I mean, given these 18 games, if we're talking about these 18 games right here, bro, I'm Leon Rose. I'm making phone calls. Yo, that was a great trade for Cam. Thank you, Leon Rose. What can we get for RJ? We got
Oh,
Quentin Grimes. He can start at shooting guard. Cam Reddish is defending well and shooting the three well. What can we get for Cam? This is not acceptable.
right.
Not acceptable. I
Well,
mean, we're
let, let,
talking. I mean, I can't. I really struggle with RJ shooting 3 for 18 every other game, and the idea of seeing another star playing another star and RJ Barrett having to guard him is like a nightmare for me.
right.
Like it's almost like this is this is next level terrible. This is next level. People want to criticize Julius Randle. I mean, Julius Randle could be annoying with his turnovers, but
Yeah.
this is
RJ
worse
does the
than
same
low
thing.
IQ. This is low IQ. Low IQ is like, all right, cool. Low IQ, there's a level of knowing and wanting to trade somebody over low IQ. But when you look like you're a sophomore in high school and you're in the NBA trying to guard John Morant or trying to guard Shea or trying to guard Donovan Mitchell, and you look like you're a sophomore and you just signed a $30 million contract extension, like this is like some
Well, I got two questions for you, man. Like, well, I'll
I
start with
can't do it.
Bodega.
Today, my opinion today, we need to sell high on RJ Barrett. We
All right.
need
So,
to.
what do you think about this then? What do you think about trading him to the Pelicans? Because RJ likes to play with his boy Zion. They'll take showers
Yeah,
together over there in New
give me
Orleans.
CJ McCollum. I'll take CJ McCollum or Brandon Ingram, whatever.
Yeah, I
Bro,
think Brandon Ingram is the guy.
I can't do. It breaks my heart. Maybe because we drafted him, I can't do 3 for 18 and him getting torched when he sees when we see a wing player that he's gonna kill him. I'm like, yo, Zach Levine. If Zach Levine catches RJ, he's gonna destroy him. Another this other player is like, yo, oof, it's it, it's been brutal. It's been brutal, and I can't do it. I can't. That's my
So,
honest truth. So hopefully, I gave it to you unfiltered, unfiltered,
I'm trying to snap you out of it, man,
unfiltered.
because you try not to give your
Me,
hard takes because you worried about somebody else.
I want to be smart in all categories. Ideally, I want to be good here. I want to be good on everywhere I go. I want to be, but to be unfiltered, trade RJ Barrett now. The I think it's a compliment that RJ Barrett was almost traded for Donovan Mitchell. It's a compliment to RJ
Right.
so far through these 18 games. It's a compliment to RJ that he was almost traded for Donovan because that defense is just that bad and his shooting is that much worse.
So what do you think about the Pelicans then?
Close
The
third
Pelicans
or
for
not, I
for
don't
for
care.
this guy. What do you think about the Pelicans? We're talking about the
Give me
Pelicans.
If I could get Brandon Ingram or say or CJ McCollum or I hear Nikhil Alexander Walker's pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll work something out. Like we'll work
Well,
something
Trey
out.
Murphy's playing good too, but Trey Murphy, I think he's playing so good that you can trade, Brandon Ingram because you got Trey Murphy over there. So the only thing I'm thinking about is that maybe just to make Zion happy, you bring his boy over there to keep him happy. That's the
Right?
only thing I'm thinking. You know,
Yeah,
Uh,
and keep Cam. I would
yeah,
keep Cam. Like if there's somebody worth keeping, it's Cam Rush. He's proven that we should keep him.
yeah.
Love his attitude, love the way he plays, but I can't believe it's been brutal. There's some games that I just literally watched just the first half because I'm watching the first. I'm like, yo, I was like, I ain't watching the second half. We're
Right.
pausing this. We're done. We're done with this right here. And I
All
try
right.
to
So,
go back to watch it. I can't even try.
well, my second part of the question, man, is on Julius Randle. So, I mean, if maybe this is another hypothetical. Maybe the reason why RJ's playing bad is because Julius Randle is just so bad. So he can't play with Julius. So maybe we need to get
Julius,
rid of Julius to satisfy RJ.
Julius Randle started the season good. Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are playing good.
Right.
They play decent. I mean, granted, if you want to start hopping on Julius Randle, yeah, go ahead a little bit. Go ahead. He has a couple of things that you could get annoyed about him about. He does his turnovers. He's dribbling one too many times. He has these dumb turnovers. All right, cool. Like we could let those slide, but there's some stuff that like we can't. Bro, like the RJ stuff, I can't. Some of them Jones, I can't let them slide, bro. Like
Right.
I can't watch this.
So do you think the Knicks should cater to RJ though? Because that's what a lot of people saying. A
Right
lot of people
now,
saying they
right
still
now,
want.
through these 18 games, I'm not catering to RJ. I'm not
Yeah, but
catering to RJ through this.
that's the other side of
And
the
I
argument.
met him
A
in
lot of people think that
person.
they should do that.
I met him in person in the Puma store, which I just passed through the Puma store today.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, like it bothers, like it weighs on my conscience. Like, bro, I seen this guy. I wished him a good season when I saw him. I gave him that. He plays for the Knicks. But when I seen him play, oh good grief, what is this right here? This is not just bad. This is like you're embarrassed. You're out of your league. Sometimes he gives me vibes like in 5 or 6 years he's gonna be out of the league.
Yeah, that's something to talk about. But if you look at their stats too, man, they're averaging the same amount of assists. But this is Julius and RJ averaging the same amount of assists. The rebounds are comparable. You're talking about 8 to 5 rebounds. Everything else is basically the same. Of course, Julius is shooting a little bit better at the moment. So I mean, they basically occupying the same space on the court. So I mean, a lot of people, I don't agree with it, but a lot of people say that they need to get rid of Julius so RJ can do whatever to make it RJ's team. So I mean, you already answered that, but I was just trying to explain, that side of the thing there.
My
So
whole thing, but isn't he supposed to be Danny Granger or Chris Middleton? Aren't those guys shooters?
he's
Aren't
supposed
those
to be
guys
Paul
supposed to?
George. He's supposed to be everybody.
What was it? I mean, this is why I like Cam. Cam, you give him the ball, you throw him, you throw him the ball, he could catch a shoot and hit the 3-pointer. RJ, oh man, they're trying to make him a corner spot shooter. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
He was being compared to shooters coming into the league. Okay, but
yeah,
he wasn't like that on college. I'm like, like I don't know, man. I thought when they make comparisons that I thought if they're gonna say if they compare you to Chris Middleton coming into the NBA, I would think that you're gonna develop a good jump shot. But I don't know, man. Maybe he's not. He's none of that. Maybe it's all wrong, and he's just a playmaker.
right.
Is that what he is?
I
Is
don't
that
know
what
what he
he
is,
is?
man. To tell
Just
you the
a
truth,
playmaker?
I don't know what he is. I just think, to me, I just think that he's just a glorified role player. That's what I think. He's still a starter. He's still a starter caliber player, but he's more like a third, fourth option. The way they keep talking about Julius third or fourth option, RJ is a third or fourth option if you're talking about being a good basketball player.
Yeah. So look, I gave it to you unfiltered, man. You gotta get what you can get. I mean, Danny Ainge is looking like he was right to turn down RJ Barrett,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, pretty much.
He
But
was
it's
right
not
to
just RJ
say
Barrett. He wanted more. He
and
wanted
the
the extra
picks.
picks and stuff from the Knicks.
Right. He wanted RJ. The offer was to RJ. Donovan Mitchell said it was RJ and hella picks, right?
Right.
Well, he would have been screwed over
Yeah.
had he taken those. He probably would had he taken those.
Look at the squad they got. They went and picked up that dude. What's the dude? Marketing, Laurie Marketing. Laurie
Yeah,
Marketing is gonna be an all-star this year. He's leading their team. They're actually winning. So I mean,
I got
it's
him in my
incredible.
fantasy. I think I got him in my fantasy too.
Yeah. So I mean, so far, what do you think about the record? I know we're mediocre and stuff like that, but you was talking about doing some grades and stuff. So what do you think about the grades up until this point, man? Are you satisfied? What's going on?
We want to talk about player per player, or we want to talk about the whole team. Let's talk about how do you want to go about it?
Nah, just do the team. So far, just the team
The
overall.
team.
Yeah.
If you take out RJ, the team will probably get a decent grade. But with RJ Barrett in it, the ceiling is. I mean, he can't defend that much. The ceiling is only so much. 45 wins looks like it's a lot of wins. That's too many. That's too high.
Yeah.
It's too high for me.
Yeah, definitely. Right now it's like 42, maybe 41, 40,
40
40
max.
wins.
40 max. I'm thinking
Yeah. C,
40 max
negative C.
with where RJ Barrett is playing right now. 40 max. I'm like, yo, you can't.
There goes shout out to State popped in. And we about to end the podcast though, but here goes State. So State, I'm trying to get my man here, Ralph, to snap a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? He's afraid to to spit his takes and stuff because he's afraid of you guys, man.
We know RJ been booty. Jalen Brunson said quiet also, and Randle needs to be traded, champ. It's RJ. I don't know if you follow I don't know if you're gonna have to hit the rewind button, State, because RJ Barrett with his sophomore in high school defense, 3 for 18, and the next game 5 for 15 or 5 for 18 shooting. I think he needs to go. It's a compliment. I'm gonna tell you again. I'm gonna tell it like I said it to Eru. It's a compliment for RJ Barrett that he was almost traded for Donovan Mitchell. It's a compliment. It's a huge compliment that RJ Barrett was almost traded for Donovan Mitchell. Danny Ainge looks like he avoided the trap, not trading for RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
It looks like Leon Rose was trying to set him on a trap. Like, here, take man. I hope he takes this trap. RJ Barrett and hella picks. If he takes this, man, But RJ Barrett, I did
Yeah.
not expect this from him from through 18 games. He's looking like he might be out the league in 5 or 6 years.
Hey, we'll see, man.
What do you think, State? You think RJ Barrett is going to be here 5 to 6 years? You think he's still going to survive? We've seen this stuff before. We already seen this. You go everywhere. People be talking about, oh, you put Frank Ntilikina in a championship team, he'll be the best player ever.
Yeah,
And
Frank's not even in the league anymore right now. Is he even in the league? Who's he playing for? I don't even know.
He's not playing for the Mavs no more.
If he's on the team, maybe I don't know. But State's in the chat, man. But State said he said that he'll pop on Sunday. But we'll see, man. State been saying he's gonna do this, that, and the other. We haven't done it yet, man. So
We
we'll
gotta
see what
give him
happens
some
Sunday.
ammo. We gotta give him some ammo to work with because the way RJ Barrett is playing through these 18 games, he's looking like 5 or 6 years. I don't know if he's gonna be in the league. If he ever gets traded, I don't think I have concerns. Like, you think you think you'll be impressed by RJ Barrett if he gets traded to another team? Would you be like, man, wow, that's wow, look at
If
RJ
we trade
Barrett.
RJ Barrett to another team, I would never talk about him again. Because I mean, my thing is the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan, so I don't give a fuck about RJ Barrett.
No, but even if but if he was, for example, Porzingis, even
Right,
when Porzingis was here, he was special year one.
right.
That hurt to trade him. Like that hurt.
But it hurt to
It
trade him.
hurt
But
to
have you
keep
thought
RJ
about him yet?
Barrett. Now, check this out. It hurt when we traded Porzingis. You know what hurts now? It hurts that we kept RJ Barrett through these 18 games. I'm like, bro, like this is
Yeah, but
like
the same thing with Porzingis, man. Do you think about him? I don't think about that cat at all. I don't think about
I'm happy. I'm happy that good year, that rookie year he gave us. I was happy about that. But I was hurt. I was, it kind of it scarred me when we traded Porzingis a half an hour when learning that about his contract situation. Like it was literally like 30 minutes. Like Porzingis says, it hurts that we kept RJ Barrett. It hurts, bro. It hurts. Like RJ Barrett is that bad right now. Like I'm like, man, this really could cripple us. Like,
yeah.
I've heard that before, and now it's really starting to sink in. Like, bro, he's not it. He's not it. Like right now, he's not it. Like I'm not, I'm concerned about his limbs when he plays defense.
Concerned
Of
about
course,
everything. I don't want him to
no,
fall and break his ankle
no,
or something like that. He has no balance, nothing going on for him. So I mean, what do you think about the next few games? Give me the next 5 games. What do you think the record's gonna be? And we could break up out of here. You got the Portland, Memphis, Detroit, Bucks,
two and
and
two.
now
Let's just play. I'll play it safe. 2-2.
2-2 the next 4.
Yeah, I like that. I wish I could say 3-1, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna push it. You can't push it with this team.
I
Can't
mean,
push it
this
because I'm
team
not
can
even
lose.
pushing. I don't even feel concerned about winning 45 games no more.
Well, I mean,
Already,
the
it's
next 5 games,
November.
we
It's
can win
November,
every one and lose one. We can lose
bro.
and win every game in the season.
It's November, and I already know what I'm getting from RJ Barrett. Like we're stinking it up. Like
Yeah.
that's it. We're gonna stink it up, and we're gonna cap for. And some folks are gonna still cap for RJ.
Well, I
So
agree. I agree with this here.
they're
As
gonna
far
say
as far as the
4-1,
record,
and then and then they're gonna say, "Oh, it's Tom Thibodeau's fault when RJ is the one that's taking the most shots, and he's finishing the game 3 for 18." So we already know
right.
it's
But as far as the record, I think I agree with State here. Maybe 4-1 for the next 5. Possibly. I think we can actually go 5-0. But like you said, we're talking about RJ. If RJ plays well, he's really the key to all of this. If he can win, but the bottom line, I'm ready to get him off the team regardless if we win 5-0 or not. So we definitely agree to that, man. So
uh,
what happened?
man, Leon. RJ's proving Leon Rose right. He should have traded him
Yeah, I agree with you.
right now. Right now, he should have traded him.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. But we out of here, man. We're gonna wrap this pod up. We're gonna talk again next Tuesday, next roundup. Hopefully, we got something a little bit more to talk about. I was besides RJ Barrett, man. Because when it comes to that, when one guy dominates the conversation, that means he needs to get the fuck out of here. I can't stand him.
Who?
RJ.
Oh, RJ, yeah. And
Yeah.
look, and look, I'm not even trying to. I'm not even forcing this conversation about RJ. Like it's just
I mean, we can't talk about nothing
bad
else.
basketball from him, bro.
Yeah.
So bad.
Last year it was Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau, we couldn't have no conversation without constantly talking about how bad Tom Thibodeau was coaching. Now this year, we can't get past no conversation without talking about RJ.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So whenever it gets like that, something needs to happen. Tom
Mm.
Thibodeau still needs to get fired eventually. But at the moment now, as far as the Knicks and stuff, I think something needs to change here. Trade wise, shake it up a little bit, and see what we got going on here, man. So
All right. So I try not to talk about RJ that much, but
no, I'm saying we have to talk about RJ. That's what I'm trying to say. We have to talk about RJ.
no, it's not.
The thing about it, you got hyped because State came on and then you started talking about RJ because State popped in the
No,
chat.
I wanted to. Well, there's some things I wanted to repeat what I said.
Right.
I already said it.
Because State popped in, that's why. Now you want to repeat it so State can hear you.
I want him
No,
to
but
hear.
State can catch the replay, bro. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Fuck
right.
that. Don't wait till State pops in the chat to start talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Talk shit the whole fucking podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but at heart, like the thing is, I really did not anticipate him playing like that.
Yo, Ralph. Yo, State, I love you, man, but fuck you, State. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, man. You coming into the comments now, Ralph want to talk shit because you popped in the comments, man. Fuck that shit, man. Spit your takes. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? You know,
Yeah,
RJ Barrett fucking sucks. The Knicks suck. There's a point now where we're in the season now where everybody says Christmas is getting close to Christmas. So around Christmas time, we definitely got enough games on our plate where we could say, okay, this is the way our team is. I see what's happening here. I can see what we should do. Now it's all on Leon Rose to figure it out. So I think the next time we see each other, like I said, Tuesday, next time we see each other, we'll only have 3 games in between that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, hopefully we got something cool to talk about, maybe hopefully a winning record, a buffer. But outside of that, man, we'll see what happens next time we speak, man. So we definitely gonna wrap it up. So I'm cursing everybody, yo. Fuck everybody in the chat. Fuck you, Almighty Finesse. Fuck you, Shine Legacy. Fuck State. Fuck all you motherfucker. JRRU. Fuck all you guys. Fuck you
yeah.
too, Kareem, man.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Nah, but
Yeah.
you know how that goes, man.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It gets real. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yo, but yeah,
Yeah. Well, we out of here, Mr. Ralph, man. Definitely see you next Tuesday. We can get busy again, talk about some more Knicks, and we up out of here, man. Thanks for the chat for popping in. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Where's it at? Where's it? There go. Peace. I had to do that, man. I had to chop it up out of there, man.
Yeah, but you know what it is though? Like I've been banned on Twitter Spaces.
Right.
Like I got there's some stuff that I keep. Like I'm like, you know what, Ralph? Because word gets around, and also you know me, I post things like this right here. I will use it. Like I don't just talk. I talk and I post a video. Right. It's not so I want people to to hear what I say. That's important. That's what grows the show. That's what grows subscribers, and that's what makes me grow as a panelist. That when we live still.
No, I took it off.
Okay, but anyways.
Oh no, we are still live. We are still live.
Oh snap!
We was just about to talk shit about you, on Quiet Money. We were about to say some wild shit to you just now, man. Anyway, we out of here.
I really do.
Yeah. Wait. Before we get out of here, do you see this motherfucker here talking all this shit once we get offline, man? Once the camera's on, he's like, oh, this, that, and here. But then when the camera's off, this motherfucker want to talk all this shit.
Yeah, but I do post. You see me. Am I right or wrong though?
Yeah.
Everything. If I'm here, like I post it. I may not post it the next day.
Right.
But I can post it anytime. But I really do post my stuff on my tweets. So
we out of here. Let me get up out of here, man. Before you start the chat.
What I say.